up guys, it's Mama Deadhead and I am back with another video. I just got done putting my reactions up and I wanted to hit you guys with a review like promised about this mid-season premiere. It was really intense. There's some super crazy things that happen and I want to save the bulk of what I want to talk about Carl for the ending, and I want to get some of the smaller story out of the way. One funny thing I see in all of my Walking Dead groups, except for a couple obviously, because I'm in a couple groups for people that dislike certain characters. If you are new to my page, I hate Carol and I hate Daryl with a passion. More Daryl, but I see this meme all the time, and it's Daryl holding Judith in the prison, and it's, oh my god, he's such a good babysitter. And I just want to put it out there, if you're holding a child in the same room as their parents, that's not babysitting. I'm pretty sure like the definition of babysitting is watching a child and caring for them while their parents are away, not in the same room. That doesn't make any sense. It just makes me laugh every time I see it, like, oh, Daryl's such a good babysitter. And I saw it again tonight because he held Judith in like the sewer that they were in, and people were like, oh my gosh, he's such a good babysitter. Like, he's holding her in a room full of other people, including her parents. What is this? I mean, he took her out, but again, with a group of people, I wouldn't exactly classify that as him solely babysitting somebody. It's him probably giving her to Maggie, to be honest, or somebody like, well, Father Gabriel can't do it. He's really the person that's actually been babysitting. Somebody like Beth, Tyrese, even Carol. I consider Tyrese and Carol together whenever they were together and actually met up after Tyrese had taken her. I consider that babysitting because, I mean, parents were still alive. They were just away. Unwilling babysitting, but very happily so, because they did meet up with Rick afterwards. And then Father Gabriel, definitely a big babysitter there, but I wouldn't classify somebody just holding her as a babysitter. But to each their own. Just definition of babysitting isn't that. It did definitely irk me in this particular episode that Daryl went from legitimately trying to kill Rick to being like, oh brother, I'm so sorry for your situation, like hand on his shoulder, I'll take your daughter. I'd be like, let's have somebody else take her and like just stay away from me for now. Because that still, just doesn't sit right with me. Like, oh, I don't like you as a leader. You're doing things wrong. I disagree. I'm going to go out and do other stuff. But, okay, I'm your brother. I'm here for you. I can't. It just kind of bothers me. Carol and Morgan and King Ezekiel, that situation, guys, like, that's my two favorite characters. I mean, with one of my least favorite characters, but King Ezekiel and Morgan are my favorites, obviously. Yeah. So man, that entire situation, like all the scenes with them were just so intense. And I'll go ahead and get like all of like the hate and dislike away. Carol, she did save Morgan at like the one point in time when he went down to kill the saviors. He killed two and was about to be shot by one. So I will give her credit there, but the ending and part of like the actual big fight when they were saving King Ezekiel, and Morgan's just getting like the crap beaten out of him, and she's just like standing there watching. Like, by that point in time, everyone was dead but that guy, and she was just like standing there looking at him, and it was awkward. And then, of course, the insane like intestine rip-out scene. But I'll save that for a second. One thing that really did bother me is at the end, obviously, Gavin was killed by Henry, and towards the very end, we see Henry talking to King Ezekiel, and clearly this kid is affected by what he just did, the situation that he put himself in. I mean, yes, he did it, but at the end of the day, he's a kid. I just didn't like the way that Carol came over, and excuse me for saying this, but she was just so incredibly bitchy to him. Like, you should have been at the cottage. You shouldn't have been in this situation to begin with. Like, the kid knows that what he did is, like, seriously fucked up. Like, he knows what he did is insane, and it's already affecting him. And he looks, like, traumatized by the situation that he knows that he put himself in. He realizes that. But to come over to a kid like that, you have to explain what he did wrong, why it's wrong, and the changes to make it better. For example, Carl even brought it up in this episode whenever he shot the kid at the prison, and he didn't have to do that. You know, the kid was putting it down, and he finally admits that to Rick, and he basically says, you know, I was in the wrong, and I think about that kid all the time. It's the same type of situation, but in that situation, Rick took that, and he nurtured Carl into the person that he became. Like, he made him sit on the sidelines. And he was like, look, this is how things are going to be. This is how we're going to change. And this is how it's going to work. That's what you have to do with the kid. You just can't be like, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, without saying, this is the right way. Let's go the right way, and I will show you the right way. That's really how kids learn. I know that's not how every kid learns, but this kid, you can tell he's clearly affected by what he did. So that being said, we see Morgan affected also by what the kid did. He's in this mode. He has, like, serious... I know Bonnie commented on my video and was like, I think Morgan has PTSD. Like, he clearly has PTSD. Like, he has some stuff going on upstairs, and every single move that he makes and all the stuff that he does affects him. Whether he's in this clear mode or not, at some point he cools off, and he's struggling to live with the things that he's done. And you can see this. You can see this when he's about to kill Gavin, and you can tell that he wants to do it. But there's something in his eyes that says, like, save me, if that makes sense. But he's going to do it anyway, because this is his mission. He is going to kill everyone. And then Henry does it. And if you go back and watch that scene, you can really, really see, like, the flood of emotion that comes over Morgan's face. Because obviously, like, whenever Henry, like, puts the stick through Gavin's throat, Gavin falls, and we see Henry, and then it pans back, and you just see Morgan's face, and he's like, what is this? Like, what have I become? What have I become that this is okay for a child to do this? And at the end of the day, he's still a dad. Dwayne might be dead, but he's still clearly affected by Dwayne. He called somebody else Dwayne. Like, that's at the forefront of his mind when he's in this mode, and he's having all of this, like, it's literally PTSD. Like, this is him struggling with the world and the things that he's done and the family that he's lost. And I think that this is going to be his game changer, because Benjamin was obviously a huge thing to him. And then now Henry taking this path that's so similar to Carl, I feel like it's going to be one of those situations where I think that him being at the kingdom and being nurtured by King Ezekiel and Morgan and potentially Carol, if she drops the whole act that she has going on with kids, like, for some reason, that he can really get on a good path. And that's what I really hope for him. And I hope that he sticks around long enough that we get to see something like that. I'm trying to think. I keep on thinking that the person in the box in the previews is somebody crazy. Somebody told me it was Simon, even though it was clearly not Simon, because Simon was in the scene. I thought that it was somebody else, but in this episode I thought it was Gavin. But it was confirmed in The Talking Dead that it was the savior that Maggie killed. So that's that. I finally have that solved, because I was like, is it him? It can't be him. But it is. Trying to think. I'm trying to make sure that I get all of the small stuff out of the way. I was sad about Gavin dying. Like I said, he really was my favorite savior, but King Ezekiel Morgan over him anytime, of course. And in a way, I am happy that, like, Henry got revenge for his family, like, for his brother's name, but at the same time, I know that it's gonna mess with his head. So let me think. I'm trying to make sure that I have everything out of the way. Yeah, okay. So, Carl. I never thought it would come to this, and like I said in my reaction, I'm not a big Carl fan. And this was talked about on Talking Dead. Sorry guys, I want to sit down like this. And this was talked about on Talking Dead. I still held that grudge from not killing the walker that killed Dale. But he was a kid. He was a kid. An annoying one. Definitely an annoying one. But around the premiere of season 7, when Glenn and Abraham got killed, like, he started growing on me just because I could clearly see him growing up, and I could see him maturing. Like, he told Rick to go ahead and chop his arm off. If it was for the good of the group, do it. It's worth it. It's worth it if everybody else gets to live and I have to live without an arm and an eye. Like, it's worth it to me. So at that point, he started to grow on me. And I could see, like I said, that he was becoming a good functioning adult in the group. I'm just sad. I am sad that he's gone, because there were storylines, like, from the comic that I was really excited for, and I knew that if he got those, that I would potentially really like his character, because in the comics, like, Michonne and Carl are my favorite. Like, he was one of the least favorite in the show, but, like, in the comics, like, the Whisperer storyline and all of that, like, I really, really love him there. So, I've always thought that he was the future. And I mean, even, his mother said, "You're gonna beat this world." I thought he was the future of the show. So, like, I feel like in the comics, if Rick died, it would obviously be a big deal because it's Rick. But Carl would be able to step up and lead and be that person. And you don't have that in the show now. It's gone. And I don't understand how they're going to make it work. But I feel like they're going to make it work somehow. And I don't know. The final moments, they were truly heartfelt. Now, I shed a few tears. I'm a parent. Bonnie commented this too. Like, she said she cried because she's a parent. When you think about, like, your kid in that scenario, you obviously, like, whenever you're a parent, your first thought all the time is your kid. Your kid's safety. Is your kid okay? Has your kid eaten? Are they having a good time? Are they happy? And when somebody you've seen, like, grow up and you see, like, their parents reacting in such a way, I realize that it's all characters, but you base your feelings on a show on your life experiences. And as a parent, it had me a bit emotional. I feel like I would have full on sobbed if, instead of being like, "Michonne, you're my best friend," if he would have called her mom, I would have lost it. Like, I would have cried, I would have bawled. But, guys, I'm still honestly in shock that they went this route. And I believe, I've seen a lot of people say that it wasn't nearly emotional enough. But I think it was. I think this was like a 10 out of 10 episode. I really enjoyed it. It had King Ezekiel and Morgan in it. It had Morgan in on some savage action that I just absolutely loved. And then it had such a heartfelt goodbye to a character that I could clearly see now is, like, really strong. And there's, like, no debating. I know that I'm not fond of the character. I know some of my friends hate Carl. but he saved so many people at Alexandria in this last stand that he did, and he was incredibly strong about the situation. Just sitting back and thinking about it, it's like, you're going to die tomorrow. Like, how would you take that? How would you take that? I don't know how I would take it, but he took it so well to be, 17-ish in the show. And he's sitting down and writing letters to everyone and being so composed, taking pictures with Judith, making memories with her so that she has those things whenever she's older, and all of the goodbyes that he said. He's sad. I'm sad. I'm legit sad, guys. It sucks because this is the point where everything was turning around for him, and there was just so much potential, and now it's gone. And I will be legitimately upset if Siddiq dies. If Siddiq dies soon, guys, I might give up for a couple episodes. I'll have to take a break, because it's one of those situations with Noah, Beth, and Tyrese. Beth basically died to save Noah. Essentially, she went out so that he could, leave where he was, so he wasn't trapped. No, her death was kind of dumb in my opinion. I don't like how that went down. But at the end of the day, it was like a trade-off, essentially. Noah instead of Beth. And then we go to his community. Tyrese makes this a priority because this was his deal that went wrong. He felt like it was his responsibility. So they go to Noah's place, and Tyrese dies. And I'm I throw all of my potential and all of my love into Noah, and I'm I really hope that, he gets this big role. And he talks about how, he was talking with Reg about how he wanted all these things in life, and he wanted all this stuff, and he dies in that episode. And I was so incredibly mad. And this is one of those things, Carl is a big character. Whether or not you like him, he is huge. He is massive to the show. He's Rick's son. This is a big deal. So for him to go out in a way that was essentially saving Siddiq, Siddiq has to have a big role, guys. They can't just take him away. He can't be taken away from the show at a time like this. I would be honestly devastated. I want Siddiq to grow. I want him to be a big character. I want this to be a big thing. And I want to really, really like him. So, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. You never know in this show. I never thought in a million years that they would bring back Morales, even though I hoped. And they brought him back for about 10 minutes and he died. So, yeah. I think that's going to be all for this review. I know this is a rather long video, and if you made it to the end of this, I love you. I love you. Thank you. I appreciate you for watching this entire video and for letting me just pour my heart out about this episode. And I'm still in shock. I'm still in shock, and I think it's going to take me a couple episodes to fully get it. It's gonna take me some time to really adjust to Carl being gone. But all of the sad, depressing stuff out of the way, King Ezekiel did make it another week, so I will be adding a feather next week, so I will have 2. I hope this becomes a thing, and I hope that he lives so long that I'm just going to have to put on a feather cap, because I'm gonna have 60 feathers on my head. That's what I'm really hoping for. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Tell me in the comment section below, what do you think about what I said? How do you feel about it? What characters do you love? What characters do you hate? If you hate the characters I love, dude, that's fine. I don't mind. I get it. Everybody has their own preference for who they like. And like I said, it's based on your life experiences. So some things make me hate Daryl, and that might make you love Daryl. I have plenty of people that love Daryl that watch my videos. Hi guys, I have somebody particularly that has a picture of Daryl as his profile picture on here, and he loves Daryl, and his name is Daryl Dixon in the profile, and he comments on all my stuff. And yes, I appreciate him as well, because I love other opinions as long as everybody can respect everyone's opinion. But that being said, rest in peace, Carl. Seriously, I just feel like so much potential is gone. Like, I'm sad. I'm really sad, guys. But I'll see you guys. If you're just here for my reactions, I'll see you next week. And thank you again for watching, especially if you made it all the way to 20 minutes in this crazy video. I really appreciate it. Yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and tell me how you feel in the comment section below. Bye, guys.